Good morning. My name is Marie Hodigan. I'm the principal of Piper High School, and I do want to say that I feel very fortunate that today the Fellowship of Christian Athletes came to my school. Not only did they, treat my faculty and staff to just a wonderful luncheon, they spoke about the values that I really want for my students. They talked about collegiality, role models, mentorship, the programs that I want to put in place so that my children are not only scholars and athletes, but productive citizens who have opportunities when they leave my school. So not only do I follow through that I believe in their values and their programs, but I truly hope that my school can continue to benefit with a partnership with FCA. I also want to say I was so impressed. They brought student athletes who served my faculty lunch, and these young men were true gentlemen, and they showed that they were scholars, athletes, and they had true service. So thank you, FCA. Thank you so much for coming today.
And, my name is Mr. Monroe. I'm one of the assistant principals here at Piper High School. I went to Virginia Union University in Richmond, Virginia. Go Panthers! We did have FCA, and it was awesome because it gave me some foundations that I did not necessarily have when coming up. Even though I had an understanding, but just didn't have an in-depth understanding. And having those mentors, those coaches to come in and kind of hold my hand necessarily and give me some guidance and to clarify some things that I had some questions on. So it was wonderful having it in my college days. I wish I would have had it in high school.
I feel very strongly about Fellowship Christian Athletes because it's an organization that could help young people. It could guide young people in paths where they are probably not going to even look at outside of school.
And kids do need to understand that there's something out there bigger than themselves. And I think that teaming and partnering with athletics goes a long way because those are oftentimes some of the most popular kids on campus, and they do have an influence. And you'd be surprised how they could actually bring others to the faith. So I do think it is an excellent thing on the campus. I was fortunate enough to have FCA when I was in high school. I graduated from the Panhandle of Florida, a school called Fort Walton Beach High School. And I remember being at a Challenger banquet, which was basically challenging us as athletes to go ahead and give our life to Christ, and we did so. I remember my junior year of high school at a sporting event. I'll never forget that day. So I definitely give it thumbs up and think that it's positive to have on campus.
When you talk about what it can do for Piper High School, it could definitely help grow the school. It can give the school a spiritual base, which is lacking, I think, in almost every public school, just because of what they kind of limit people in the school to do or not talk about.
I think although we have so many different students who may or may not follow different religious things, this is, to me, not necessarily about the specifics of any religion. So if a student just learns the lessons about being a better person, about doing for others, that doesn't have a specific name. That's just goodness from their hearts, and hopefully these students will continue to bring those same things to other organizations.
I'm Desmond Cookman, the Metro Area Director, Fellowship of Christian Athletes for Broward County. We're here over at Piper High School. We just did a luncheon with the faculty and staff just to say thank you for all the work that they do with our student athletes and our coaches. Our vision ultimately is to transform the world by Jesus Christ through the influence of student athletes and coaches. And so the good thing is simply this. Student athletes and coaches are merely an entryway, an avenue to really help transform and ultimately impact all of the school. And so our goal, of course, is to see schools transform for the better, where we're talking about those intrinsic values, we're talking about those Christ-like values without actually necessarily referencing Scripture. But the beauty is simply this. It opens up an avenue for real relationship, real dialogue, and ultimately it gives an opportunity to have real relationship with those students, those coaches, talk life, what's going on in their lives, and ultimately, hopefully, lead them to Jesus Christ.